It's autumn in North Korea.
Wait a second, how did we get here? Very good.
There are just too many myths about North Korea, so let's go there and straighten things out.
There is the border gate, like at the airport, you know?
One can get to the DPRK only by plane or train, only from China and only as a part of a guided tour. No hitchhike, bicycle and so on.
I don't understand anything, but they have nice pictures.
And it's very expensive. One day here will cost you around $200 US. The night train takes us to Dandong, the last city in China where we join the group and get the visas.
Whoa, look, it's a Korean train, and this is North Korea's coat of arms.
Half an hour and one bridge later, we are in the DPRK.
Can you hear it? We're actually in North Korea. So it's a crazy sound. I think it's a national anthem or something. But yes, we are here. We are in.
At the border, you have to get naked and... I'm kidding. It's just forbidden to have professional video gear, GPS devices, erotic magazines, Bibles or anti-communist stuff. We got away surprisingly easy and they only wrote down how many phones and cameras we have. They didn't even touch our luggage. It may play a role which agency are you traveling with, but psst, don't tell anyone. American, Japanese and South Korean tourists are not allowed into the DPRK, but for all the other, North Korea is extremely safe, as long as you're playing by the rules. The situation is far more relaxed than the Western media describes it. Despite of what we've heard, it's not forbidden to film out of the train window. The DPRK was founded in 1945 when, after the Second World War, the peninsula was divided into two countries, the Communist North and the Capitalist South. Even if 2 million people died in the following Korean War between 1950 and 1953, the border remained eventually unchanged. Today North Korea lives in a bubble. The last authentic communist regime in the world makes the people to have no contact with the outside world. Internet is limited and controlled, the country is under embargo, and the economy is supposed to be self-sufficient. The agriculture is trying hard to feed the entire population of 25 million. Legend goes that they have even tried to use human feces as fertilizer. We haven't seen that, but who knows? Kim Il-sung, the father of the country and eternal president, died in 1994, with his son, Kim Jong-il, succeeding him to power. In 2011 he also died and his son, the famous Kim Jong-un, became the supreme leader. Showing disrespect towards the president is the biggest mistake a tourist can make in North Korea and probably the only thing that can really get you into trouble.
I love it. I love it. We're just taking the communists to the next level. Everything is electronic.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Our driver's name is Nam Pyo. So you can just call him Nam or Driver.
style building as well. That's not Kim Jong-un's home. That is the Grand People's Study House, which works like an open university.
We've heard a lot about food insecurity in North Korea. Well, as tourists you will be treated as a king.
How do you call the hot pot in Korean? Junggol. Yeah. And thank you is 감사합니다. 감사합니다.
With these chopsticks it's very difficult, but I cannot take the fork because they will say I'm not a good housewife, so I must try.
You see? I'm a good wife, right?
Yeah, she's the perfect wife.
It's a myth that foreign tourists are staying always at the same hotel. There are 14 of them. Don't get excited. The famous one, the one in form of a triangle, is unfinished. It's only for propaganda.
So guys, we're gonna make our way to the hotel, and this hotel is called the Cheonggyeong Hotel, and it's also known in English as the Youth Hotel.
We have spa, we have massage, we have everything we need. Are you sure we are not Korea?
I'm waiting for your first impression.
Really?
Look, we've got coffee cups.
Oh, and wine glasses, and telephone. Oh, look, there's a smartphone. Oh, sorry. I've got the reception.
Really? There's
Wow, we have a flat screen TV. And... Whoa! How about that?
Wait. Quality. Yeah. So, honey, honey, we came in North Korea or in Singapore?
It's much more luxury than in Dubai, huh?
No, really.
Look, my slippers!
Okay, so we are not fans of conspiracy theories, but this window is unusually dirty. Maybe for stopping us taking pictures, or for not noticing the power cuts of some districts in the night.
One of the myths about North Korea is that you are not allowed as a tourist to leave the hotel on your own. So, to check out if it's true, if you're getting arrested, if you're getting alone into the town, I said to a French tourist that the breakfast will be served in a restaurant 200 meters outside the hotel. So I'm curious what will happen. Today is a big holiday. It's the Party Foundation Day. People put on their Sunday clothes and are all out in the city. Most of the men are wearing casual zip-up suits that may look like military uniforms, but which are for civilian wear. The women have knee-long dresses and everyone is wearing a red badge. All the people have a sort of typical robotic-like walk. The traffic is a dream. I mean, almost inexistent. Only the privileged ones or foreign diplomats are allowed to have cars. The buildings are odd and empty, without any billboards and advertising, except for the communist propaganda posters and often the pictures of the two former presidents. Oh, and lots of flags, the national one and the one of the party. The median income is approximately $80 US, but the local products are very cheap. A men's suit, for example, costs around $8, but as a tourist, of course, you will get other prices. As a foreigner on the street, you will be looked at with a polite indifference. Nobody talks to you, no one wants to take selfies with you. It's not forbidden to approach people on the street, but nobody will understand what you might have to say, because of the language barrier and because of the mentality of the population. It's the result of 70 years of communism. Everything from the Western world is decadent and dangerous, including Alexandra and me. But our two Korean guides and Rowan from our agency will answer you any silly question you might have.
It's not illegal and it's not legal. It's just nothing. So, but hemp is indigenous to North Korea, and it is possible to smoke it, but it hasn't got the special chemical you need to get high. So they were very well aware that they did not win the World Cup. Our company was here at the time watching the World Cup, and we watched it with the North Koreans, and it was not North Korea that was involved. So that ties to this Pegasus fairy tale that the Koreans from both North and South have always sort of told their children from when they're young. And the North, I don't know too much about it, but there was some research that they found some bones that sort of related to a Pegasus or a unicorn, and you know, when it gets translated. But I don't know too much about it. They do have two calendars, the calendar that we all share as the world, and they have their own. The Juche calendar, it starts from when their president, their eternal president, Kim Il-sung, was born. And it's only used for political and government dates. But both dates are used. But these people here, they're not going to celebrate, they're not going to tell you, oh, today's date is Juche 113, for example. It's not really commonly used, yeah. I've heard multiple numbers of 15, 30, whatever it may be. There's no exact set number of haircuts, but there is a particular style that men and women are expected to have to sort of fit into the lifestyle that's here in North Korea. So the men usually follow a trend of military hairstyle, and the latest hairstyle that's becoming popular for female is quite the short hair. Jeans, yes, jeans for the locals here to wear. It is illegal for them to wear it, you cannot buy it. But foreign tourists coming here to explore North Korea, it is possible to wear jeans.
Legend has it that the whole country is surrounded by barbed wire in order to prevent people leaving the DPRK. Do you really believe that? The mentality, the fear, the lack of information regarding what is outside their country are much more sensitive arguments. Yes, there are no prisons, because they have been replaced with forced labor camps, and if you are an outlaw, your whole family will be in trouble. We're heading to the bookstore for tourists, with big books and high prices, in euros.
30 euros for one poster. It's handmade.
30 euros.
You're not supposed to bend the papers. It's forbidden, it's completely forbidden. They have to roll them for you. Can you roll it for me?
Don't you even think about throwing the newspapers in the trash bin after reading them. They have to be taken to special collecting points. Because you're not allowed to treat like garbage the pictures of the leaders every newspaper is full of. Got it? It's a myth that all the shops are empty. We were allowed to enter on our own a supermarket full of local customers and to use the local currency. We were not allowed to film, but we can tell you that they have a lot of Korean products and also a few imported goods. We even saw Heineken beer.
If you wonder what that great building is, it's not a temple. It's North Korea's biggest library. It's a study house. There are no less than 30 million volumes in there. Guys, that's a lifetime to read.
We're going to make our way to the mass dance. So there should be roughly about 2,000 students here.
To celebrate the Party Foundation Day, the young people dancing clubs are performing on the streets. Utterly unique, the colorful dresses of the ladies and the music. A bizarre combination of modern pop and Korean folk music.
That's our new friend Alex from Australia. Are you having a good time?
I'm having an amazing time. They're very good dancers.
You're very good at Korean dancing.
Oh, very good.
We are riding world's deepest and cheapest metro. The whole track is at over 110 meters deep underground. Due to the depth of the metro and the lack of outside segments, its stations can double as bomb shelters with blast doors in place at hallways. Before 2010, tourists were only allowed to travel between the same two stations, giving birth to a conspiracy theory that the two main stations comprised the entire system. The Pyongyang metro is one of the cheapest in the world, at only half of a US cent per ticket.
Now we're going to two big statues of the great leaders, and it's polite to present flowers. So we're buying a bouquet of flowers for €5.
One blue for you and one pink for me, okay?
We can't make any gestures or thumbs up or mimic the statues or jumping or nothing like that. Hands by your side and smile.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the place where you really have to obey the rules. You are expected to dress formal, suggested to lay flowers, and asked to solemnly bow in front of the statues of the former presidents. If you won't do that, you will be arrested. Kidding. You just must remain at the bus. The Grand Monument on Mansu Hill is a complex of 229 figures in all, with a central part of the monument consisting of two 20-meter-tall bronze statues of deceased supreme leaders Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il. At the beginning there was only one statue, and it was covered in gold leaf. External sources have estimated the cost of the additional statue at $10 million, with North Korean workers working overseas being asked to donate $150 each towards the monument. Due to the lack of internet and even of a good television, one favorite activity of the North Koreans is socializing in the parks. Especially today, being a holiday, everybody is out in the green. We are allowed to walk in the park on our own and interact with the locals. Alexandra is taking spontaneously some Tai Chi lessons, and I want to get on the Korea's Got Talent improvised stage where everybody can perform. And some even won't get down from there. We tried to socialize with the Koreans, gave sweets to the kids, but even if the locals seemed to be nice and friendly, they kept their distance from us. I guess they are supposed to. The best panorama over Pyongyang one can get is from the top of the 170 meters high Chuchi Tower near the Taedong River. Chuchi is the official state ideology, and it postulates that man is the master of his destiny, and that only by becoming self-reliant and strong a nation can achieve true socialism. We arrive at the Party Foundation Monument. Now here would be a perfect place to hunt Pokémons. Yeah, right, Pokémons. What on earth are those? The statue consists of 3 idealized tools: a hammer, a sickle, and a writing brush.
So, I got my passport.
What? I'm married to a North Korean girl. How can that be? Show me, do you have a visa?
For sure.
Oh, you also got a visa. Show me your eyes. Show me your eyes. Oh yeah, you're really a North Korean girl, yeah.
You can't use your mobile phone here. What have you expected? Even if there are 2 local providers. Think positive. A few days without internet will teach you to appreciate more what you have.
So this street here, it was built entirely for the purpose of residential. And also on the street is Kim Il-sung's university, so the most prestige university in Korea.
I don't know what to say any longer about this country, but skyscrapers like those ones we don't have in Romania, for example. So guys, who says you're not allowed to do anything in this country? I just can sit here and drive wherever you want. Alexander, where do you want to go?
The food is good. Don't miss the famous Pyongyang cold noodles. Cold but gold. I wonder if the locals are allowed in those places. The local Celine Dions are inviting us to join them on stage.
Here you have to eat even French fries with chopsticks. A bit of ketchup and it's delicious.
We celebrate the 70th anniversary of founding of our republic. So we restarted mass game again. So you are lucky to be here.
150,000 spectators can take a seat in the stadium, and tonight we were attending something very, very special. 100,000 performers will perform in the mass games, and we are here!
Stop! This is really the biggest show on earth, as the Guinness Book of World Records says. The show features the largest picture in the world, a giant mosaic of individual students each holding a book whose pages link with their neighbors to make up one gigantic scene. See? They're on the opposite side of us. Mass games can basically be described as a synchronized socialist realist spectacular featuring over 100,000 participants in a 90-minute display of gymnastics, dance, acrobatics and dramatic performance accompanied by music and other effects. Students practice every day from January until September when the show is performed. The mass games were started in 2002 under the name Arirang Games and have been stopped for a few years because due to the rehearsals for the show the students didn't have enough time anymore to learn for the school. But this year the games have been revived. I guess it is a very precious income for the country. A ticket for a foreign tourist costs exactly 100 euros. And how are the over 100,000 performers rewarded? They will be having forever the party's respect, and we've been told that they may even get a present in a form of a bicycle or a small flat-screen TV.
I really didn't expect it.
Yeah, it's very impressive, despite the fact that I was a pioneer myself in the 80s. I didn't do something like that. It's much beyond words.
Before taking the train back to China, we will still have a few minutes for the War Museum, where we are speechless to see the American military ship USS Pueblo. The ship is the only US Navy vessel being held by a foreign government.
We're going to say goodbye to Park, one of the finest guys
brilliant.
we've ever had, and
we are saying also goodbye from our another guide. Yeah, Mr. Lee.
One of the best tour guides ever. Ron from Young Pioneers. He's one of the best and one of the biggest guides.
If you come here, you must come with his agency. No, not his agency. From
not my
what
agency,
agency
no.
you are?
Terrible person.
No, you're the best.
Guys, if you like our channel, please subscribe, because we have a lot of other adventures waiting for you. This was only the DPRK.
It's autumn in North Korea.